What if the love you've been searching for wasn't your choice at all? What if it was already chosen by God before you were even born? Imagine this: every heartbreak, every tear, every season of loneliness wasn't rejection. It was divine redirection. Chosen one. Your true love isn't coming by accident. It's heaven's decree. And it's arriving now. This is not just a story of romance. It is the fulfillment of prophecy. The question is, are you ready to receive what God Himself has prepared for you? Before I reveal the truth that will shake your spirit awake, pause and declare it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment 777 to align your heart with heaven's timing. And to those who have supported through Super Thanks, thank you deeply. Your seed is helping this message reach the souls who need it most. Stay with me until the end. Because the mystery of why now, why you, and why this very season is about to unfold before your eyes. God's chosen ones, God Himself, chose your true love. Are you ready? Chosen one. Every challenge, every hidden tear, and every season of solitude has not been wasted. It has been preparation for this very hour. What you once thought was delay was actually divine design. God has been orchestrating the rhythm of your life with precision, guiding you like a master architect who lays each stone until the foundation is unshakable. Now you are standing at the threshold of something sacred, the love He Himself has chosen for you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Could it be that all along, what you called waiting was actually heaven's blueprint being written in silence? What if every lonely night and unanswered prayer was not emptiness, but chiseling, like marble carved until beauty emerges? You were never abandoned, you were being aligned. This love is not a random spark, not an ordinary attraction. It is the culmination of your spiritual journey, the convergence of destiny and devotion. You have endured trials that others could not even imagine. Yet each battle carved strength into your spirit and purity into your heart. Like gold refined in fire, your soul has been shaped until it gleams with readiness. Now the question rises, are you prepared to embrace a love that is bigger than your emotions? A love designed to align your soul with God's eternal purpose. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:12. Imagine how many prayers, how many whispers of heaven have been converging into this one moment. If storms have tested you, it is because only strong vessels can carry sacred treasures, and now you are about to carry one of the greatest gifts. This is why the arrival of this chosen love is not merely romance, it is a covenant. Your union will not exist for your joy alone, but for a divine ripple that will bring healing, restoration, and transformation to those around you. Think of it as 2 rivers merging into one, stronger, deeper, unstoppable. This sacred connection carries the resonance of heaven, a frequency that reverberates beyond personal happiness, touching families, communities, even generations to come. We love because He first loved us. 1 John 4:19. Could it be that your love story is meant to echo God's greater story? Like the sun rising over the horizon, it is not only for itself, but for the light it casts across the earth. Your love will shine the same igniting hope in those who thought love had abandoned them. History whispers this truth. Vincent van Gogh, the artist often misunderstood in his time, once said, "What is done in love is done well." His life, though marred by suffering, proves that love, whether expressed through art, faith, or covenant, creates ripples that endure long after the world has forgotten the pain. Your story will be no different. Your love is designed to outlast you, to stand as testimony. Does this not stir something within your spirit, that even brokenness can birth beauty, and sorrow can serve as a backdrop for glory? Just as Van Gogh's brushstrokes carried eternity within them, so too will your love become a canvas painted by God's own hand. But let us not forget the warning signs written in Scripture and in history. There are those who chose pride instead of obedience. Take King Saul, once anointed, yet consumed by jealousy and fear. His failure to trust God's timing cost him the throne and fractured his legacy. In contrast, David, the man after God's own heart, received not only the kingdom, but also the covenant promise of a lineage leading to Christ. Which path will your love mirror, the downfall of one who disobeyed, or the blessing of one who waited? Pride is a thief of destiny, jealousy a poison of purpose, and when love is corrupted by fear or selfishness, it ceases to be divine and begins to destroy. Nature itself teaches us this mystery. A tree cannot bear fruit until its roots have been hidden in darkness, drinking deeply of unseen waters. Likewise, a butterfly cannot emerge without first surrendering in stillness within its cocoon. Could it be that your years of waiting were not punishment, but preparation, your roots growing unseen, your wings being formed in silence? Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Love chosen by God is like the eagle, majestic, rising above storms, untouched by the chaos below, and like the mighty oak. It stands not because of its branches, but because of the strength of its hidden roots, and beyond the natural. Even culture sings of this truth. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, love is portrayed as a force greater than feuding families, a flame that burns through barriers. Though their story ended in tragedy, it revealed the unstoppable power of love to confront even the darkest hatred. Unlike them, your story is written by the author of eternity, sealed not in despair but in covenantal promise. Could there be anything more awe-inspiring than knowing your story is not penned by chance, but by the one who wrote galaxies into existence? Every chapter of pain has been leading here to a love that will not end in ruin, but in redemption. In today's world, voices of inspiration echo this same theme. Pope Francis once reminded the world, "Love is the measure of faith." His words point us back to the reality that divine love is not sentiment, it is substance. It is calling. It is mission. And what about Maya Angelou, the poet who declared, "Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination, full of hope." These voices testify to what Scripture has always declared. True love chosen by God is not fragile, it is fierce, unshakable, transformative. If human voices across centuries sing the same refrain, should we not believe that heaven itself is preparing to sing over your story? The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love, he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. Zephaniah 3:17. So now, the threshold is before you. Heaven is inviting you to step into a love that will redefine you, not because it completes you, but because it multiplies what God has already placed within you. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4-8. This is not just about finding someone, it is about stepping into the mission of two, becoming one for the glory of God. Imagine the power of two flames uniting, not to extinguish each other, but to burn brighter together. Imagine what miracles might be unleashed when covenantal love becomes the vessel of heaven on earth. Chosen one. Rise up. Do not shrink back in fear. Do not question whether you are worthy. You have been prepared. You have been refined. You have been chosen. The time has come to embrace this divine love, to let it flow through you and into the world. Stand firm. Step forward, and let heaven's plan unfold in your life. Your love story is not just yours, it is God's declaration to the world that His chosen ones are never forgotten. And when the pages of history turn, may your love be written as evidence that heaven still intervenes in the affairs of men. Chosen one. You have been carefully selected for a love that goes beyond anything your heart ever dared to imagine. This love will not only awaken your highest potential, but will align you with the true blueprint of your soul's purpose. Every hidden struggle, every tear shed in silence, and every long night of waiting has been part of a greater preparation. And now, you stand at the threshold of your reward, a deep, transformative love that was always meant for you. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37-4. Could it be that what you thought was delay was actually a season of perfect shaping, so that you would be ready for what heaven has already approved? Being chosen does not mean being celebrated by the eyes of the world. It means you are deeply connected to something eternal, something greater than applause or recognition. The universe, under God's command, has watched your growth, counted your tears, and measured your resilience. Now, at the appointed time, the blessing has been released, a love that will not simply comfort you, but complete the mission of your soul. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Isn't it breathtaking to know that nothing you suffered was wasted, that every heartbreak was secretly a stepping stone toward the one love written with your name in heaven? This is not merely about finding a partner, it is about discovering the one who complements your divine calling. You were not created to walk alone, but to journey with a covenant companion who will magnify God's purpose in your life. Imagine two flames merging not to extinguish, but to burn brighter together. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4-9. Have you wondered why the wrong relationships fell apart? It was not rejection. It was redirection. Could it be that heaven closed every lesser door so that only the right one would open? Nature itself testifies to this truth. The pearl does not form in calm waters, but in the irritation of sand hidden within the oyster. In the same way, your trials have birthed the treasure within you. The eagle does not learn to soar in safe nests, but when it is thrust into the wind, carried by currents stronger than itself, just as the mighty river carves valleys over centuries, your patience and faith have carved space in your soul for something eternal. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. Isn't it powerful to realize that the tears you thought were wasted were actually watering the soil for love to bloom? Art and culture echo this divine rhythm. In the timeless musical The Sound of Music, Maria sings, "Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of truth." Though wrapped in music and storytelling, The line reflects a deeper spiritual principle that every hardship prepares the heart to recognize true love. When it comes, could it be that your own trials, like Maria's, were never wasted, but were the very soil from which a sacred love could rise? This truth reminds us that love chosen by God does not ignore our past, but redeems it and transforms it into something beautiful. Every lesson, every heartache, every challenge has been leading you here, to this very moment. God's timing is never early and never late. It is perfect. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. If love seemed to elude you in the past, it was because the season was not yet ripe. Like fruit that cannot be rushed, your heart had to ripen through trials, storms, and silence before it could carry the sweetness of what is coming. And now, heaven whispers, the waiting is over, chosen one. This is the season where loneliness will give way to fulfillment, where every unanswered prayer is about to be unveiled in radiant clarity. Your heart is about to be filled in ways you never thought possible. God has not only approved this love, He has ordained it. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. The sacred bond prepared for you will not just change your days, it will change your destiny. So rise up, chosen one. Do not let doubt silence the song of your spirit. Do not shrink back in fear when the gift arrives. You have been refined, molded, and prepared for this very hour. Step forward. Embrace the love that heaven has written into your story, and let the world witness what divine timing looks like. This is more than romance. It is the unfolding of covenant, the revelation of God's faithfulness, and the beginning of a chapter that will echo for generations. Chosen one. The love about to enter your life is not just a gift. It is the fulfillment of your soul's deepest desires and divine purpose. It is the unveiling of a sacred promise that heaven has kept hidden until the right moment. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Proverbs 13:12. Could it be that every unanswered prayer was not rejection, but calibration, like an instrument being tuned until the right frequency could be struck? Just as a symphony requires every note to vibrate in harmony before the music is released, your spirit had to reach the precise resonance for this covenant to unfold. Trust the process. Embrace the journey. For this union will empower you to step fully into the powerful person you were always meant to be. The time has come. Your true love is here. Now that healing has washed through your wounds and growth has stretched your capacity, the stage is set. God has been carefully arranging every piece of your life with architectural precision, aligning them like the arches of a cathedral that cannot stand without perfect balance. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalm 127:1. Do you feel the weight of this moment, knowing that heaven's blueprint is unfolding right before your eyes? This is not a shallow meeting, not a fleeting attraction. It is a sacred alignment of eternal design. Your divine counterpart is ready to meet you, not as a remedy for loneliness, but as a reflection of covenant. The universe and God Himself are in agreement. This is the hour. The waiting is over. Like two parallel lines drawn from eternity finally converging, your paths are now intersecting with divine precision. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. Mark 10:9. Could it be that what felt like endless wandering was actually the slow mathematics of destiny, calculating the perfect point where your orbits would finally collide? Unlike typical relationships, this love is not rooted in superficial desire or temporary need. It is a soul resonance, a connection transcending time, space, and material standards. Imagine gravitational fields in physics, two bodies drawn toward each other by an unseen yet irresistible force. This is the pull of your union, a love written not in fleeting chemistry, but in eternal laws. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Song of Solomon 8-6. And the question echoes, when you encounter this force, will you resist it in fear, or surrender to the gravity of God's plan? Voices of wisdom in our modern world affirm this. Sheryl Sandberg, the former COO of Facebook, and a woman who rebuilt her life after deep loss, once said, "When life changes suddenly, you have a choice. You can be broken, or you can break open." Her testimony reveals that love and destiny are never accidents. They are the fruit of resilience, timing, and unseen grace. Your story, chosen one, is about to break open, not in destruction, but in revelation. And yet, there is something even deeper. This divine love is like a cathedral dome, upheld not by one pillar, but by the perfect tension of many arches. If one piece is misplaced, the whole collapses. Your trials, your tears, your healing, each was an arch being set into place. Now the dome is complete, ready to echo with the sound of covenant love. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4:18. Can you imagine stepping into a relationship where fear no longer dictates your steps? Because the foundation is eternal. This is not about fulfilling emotional cravings or physical desires. It is about the union of two souls, bound by higher purpose. It is like the stillness before a great battle, when the world holds its breath, and even silence becomes sacred. In that pause lies strategy, power, and inevitability. Likewise, your years of waiting were not inactivity, but preparation for impact. What you are about to experience will not just change your days, it will redefine your destiny. Chosen one, rise. Do not hesitate at the door God has already opened. Do not question whether you are worthy. You have been refined, tested, and found ready. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. The season of delay is over. Step forward. Embrace the covenant written into your story, and let your life be the evidence that God's timing is never wrong. You are about to enter a love that will not only transform you, but ripple through generations as a testimony that the chosen are never forsaken. Chosen one. There is a connection that speaks directly to your soul, reminding you of who you are and why you were sent into this world. This is not ordinary affection. It is the echo of eternity calling you back to alignment. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1-5. Could it be that this love is not simply about finding comfort, but about rediscovering your very identity in the presence of another? The power of this union is life-changing. It will challenge you, uplift you, and transform you in ways that you never thought possible. This is the kind of love that propels you toward your highest potential. It is not meant to be easy, but sacred. It pushes you to evolve, to grow, to break free from limitations and step into the fullness of your calling. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27-17. Could it be that the very reason your soul longed so deeply was because heaven knew you would need someone to sharpen you, to stretch you, to awaken the version of yourself you have not yet met? This love will encourage you to rise above excuses, break through ceilings, and step into a purpose bigger than your own imagination. Your true love has been written in the stars, not a chance encounter, but a divine plan designed long before your birth. He chose us in Him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in His sight. Ephesians 1-4. The universe has aligned everything so that, at the perfect time, you and your counterpart would cross paths, like constellations that only form their meaning when viewed from the right angle. Your stories had to align before the picture could be revealed. Could it be that what you once thought were detours were actually constellations being drawn, waiting for the perfect night sky? This love is part of a greater cosmic design, one that transcends your understanding of relationships. It is orchestrated by God Himself, with timing so flawless that no power in this world can disrupt it. When this love arrives, you will feel an unshakable recognition, as if your spirit were saying, "I am home." Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. Psalm 42-7. And isn't it astonishing to know that even before you recognized them, heaven had already whispered your names together in its eternal song? History confirms this truth. Viktor Frankl, the Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote in his memoir, Man's Search for Meaning, "The salvation of man is through love, and in love, his story, born in the crucible of unimaginable suffering, proves that love can be the very force that sustains life and unlocks purpose. Just as Frankl discovered meaning in the darkest place, your chosen love will carry the power to reveal divine meaning in every chapter of your life." Yet the scriptures and history also warn us of another path. Samson, a man blessed with divine strength, yet blinded by misplaced affection for Delilah. His inability to guard the sacred gift of love led him into captivity and ultimately cost him his freedom. The lesson is undeniable. Love outside of divine alignment becomes a snare. Which story will yours reflect the downfall of Samson, or the covenantal power of Abraham and Sarah, whose love birthed nations? This reunion is no accident. It is destiny fulfilled. In a spiritual sense, your souls have traveled together through valleys and mountaintops, through silence and distance, always destined to meet again. Now, the time has come for your reunion, and nothing can prevent what God has already ordained. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end He will stand on the earth. Job 19:25. If your Redeemer lives, then surely His promises over your love also live and will manifest. This love will not be ordinary. It will be the catalyst for your soul's evolution. Together, you and your counterpart will not only experience joy, but you will fulfill assignments etched in heaven. Two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4-9, -10. Your union is not only for companionship, it is for mission. Could it be that your greatest breakthroughs will not happen in isolation, but in covenant partnership? Chosen one, rise into this truth. Do not doubt what heaven has already written. Do not hesitate at the doorway of destiny. You have been tested, refined, and found ready. The time is now. Stand firm. Embrace the covenant prepared for you, and let the world witness that God's chosen ones are never abandoned. This love is not only for you, it is God's signpost to the world that His plans are unshakable. Chosen one, as this divine love approaches, you must prepare yourself with both reverence and expectation. This is not a season for carrying yesterday's wounds into tomorrow's promise. The universe is calling you. God is summoning you to release the burdens that once chained your heart. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:18-19. Could it be that the very weight you have been dragging was the final test before the breakthrough? This sacred union will only flourish when both hearts are free, healed, and open to receive what heaven is now sending. Preparation is not merely external, it is an internal architecture. To step into this covenant, you must align with your higher calling, embrace self-love, and reconnect to the divine purpose etched within you, above all else. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Isn't it profound that every disappointment you endured was not to destroy you, but to build a heart strong enough to carry sacred love? This is more than romance. It is stewardship. You are being asked to treat this love as holy ground. For where God's purpose dwells, reverence must follow. This love will require growth, stretching, and transformation. Like a vineyard pruned in season, you must allow the shears of heaven to cut away what no longer serves your purpose. Every branch that does bear fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. John 15:2. Could it be that the loneliness you thought was punishment was actually pruning, preparing you to bear sweeter fruit in covenant? Trust that God has guided you with deliberate steps, refining your faith as a craftsman polishes precious stones. There is strength in patience. During the nights you wept, when you felt love had abandoned you, heaven was still working behind the curtain. The trials you endured were not random, they were evolutionary steps of your soul. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Is it possible that your waiting was not wasted time, but divine training, like a runner building endurance before the final race? What looked like delay was actually acceleration in disguise. Nature itself whispers this truth. The pearl does not form without pressure inside the oyster. The redwood tree stands centuries tall only because its roots intertwine with the forest around it. The salmon swims upstream against impossible currents to reach the place of new life. So too, your trials were not obstacles, but sacred conditioning. Just as rivers carve canyons through relentless persistence, your patience carved space for love to flood in. The arts affirm this mystery. In the Italian opera La Traviata, Violetta sings of love as both painful and transcendent, a force that strips away illusions and reveals what is eternal. Though her story ends in tragedy, the lesson remains. True love is never cheap, never shallow. It demands sacrifice, transformation, and reverence. Unlike the fleeting romances of the stage, your story is written by the hand of God, sealed not with despair but with covenant promise. Could it be that your preparation was not punishment but rehearsal, tuning your soul for the eternal duet about to begin? And so, chosen one, as you stand on the threshold, hear this: your patience was not passive, your waiting was not wasted. Every tear was a seed, every silence was a rehearsal, every delay was choreography. Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Psalm 30:5. And now, morning is breaking. The dawn of divine love is at your door, and no force on earth can stop what heaven has already approved. Rise, do not shrink back into fear. Do not rehearse the pain of yesterday. Step into the promise that is unfolding before your eyes. This is not ordinary affection, it is divine assignment, eternal alignment, sacred covenant. The waiting is over. The season of preparation is complete. Now is the time to walk boldly into the love that will not only transform your life, but echo across generations as proof that God's chosen are never forgotten. Chosen one. Every moment of waiting has been shaping you, chiseling you into the person you were always meant to become. With each passing day of longing, your spirit has been forged, like steel tempered by fire, resilient, unshakable, and ready to receive the love that was always written for you. But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. Romans 8:25. Could it be that what you called delay was actually the divine rehearsal, tuning your heart like an instrument waiting for the perfect note? The universe does not reward impatience, but heaven always honors those who trust in divine timing. Every prayer, every night of silence, every tear that fell unseen, none of it was wasted. Each moment was preparation, a silent classroom where wisdom was being written on the tablets of your heart. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Psalm 37:7. Isn't it humbling to realize that the waiting itself was not emptiness, but education, the curriculum of faith, building you into someone able to carry sacred love? Now, God is rewarding your patience with a love that will turn your struggles into testimony. This love will not only fill the gaps of your lonely days, but will redeem them, proving that no season of pain was in vain. Like a cathedral rising stone by stone, your journey was slow, deliberate, yet designed for permanence. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap, if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Could it be that your long nights of waiting were the scaffolding, holding you in place until the masterpiece could be revealed? One of the most challenging yet rewarding acts of faith is surrendering your need to control outcomes. Divine love requires release, not resistance. In physics, resonance happens when two frequencies match perfectly, producing a sound more powerful than either could generate alone. So too, your love story will not be forced, but will flow when your spirit finally vibrates in harmony with your counterpart. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. And the question arises, will you cling to your own timing? Or will you align with heaven's frequency and allow destiny to unfold? Trusting in God's plan is more magnificent than anything your imagination could construct. It is like the stillness between battles in an arena, the moment when the air grows heavy, not with defeat, but with anticipation of a coming victory. In that silence, strategies are being written, alignments are being made. Your waiting was not passive, it was your silent warfare. Proof that you trusted God, even when you could not trace Him. In our world, voices of truth echo this lesson. Corrie ten Boom, the Dutch Christian who survived the Holocaust, once said, "Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God." Her courage proves that even in the darkest seasons, surrendering control births miracles. And so it will be with you. If God could turn a prison into a platform for testimony, how much more can He turn your waiting into a stage for divine love? Letting go of your worries, doubts, and expectations opens the gates for love to flow in like a river breaking through a dam. Imagine the force of water long held back. It does not trickle. It floods with unstoppable strength. This is how your blessing comes, not as a drizzle, but as a downpour. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Could it be that the very moment you stop striving is the moment heaven's floodgates open? Chosen one, rise now into this truth. Do not shrink into fear. Do not chain yourself to old disappointments. Your patience has been the soil. Your surrender has been the seed. And now the harvest is ready. Stand tall. Step forward and embrace the covenant prepared for you. This is the hour where divine timing kisses destiny. where waiting turns into fulfillment. You are not entering ordinary love. You are stepping into God's masterpiece, chosen one. When you pause to look back, you will see how perfectly everything has been arranged. Achstep, each delay, each unexpected turn was guiding you closer to your divine counterpart. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. Could it be that the path you thought was broken was actually the mosaic God was designing? One piece at a time. Trusting his plan means knowing that no matter how the journey looks, it will always bring you nearer to your soul's true purpose. Your love story is uniquely yours, written by the hand of the divine, and it is unfolding in a way more beautiful than you could ever script. It is not a shallow romance or a fleeting passion. It is the unveiling of a covenant. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Psalm 138:8. Doesn't it move your heart to realize that heaven has been editing and arranging the details of your life so that your story would be complete at the perfect time? Allow yourself to be swept into this divine current, for the force drawing you forward is stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, stronger even than time itself. The love that is coming is not ordinary. It is meant for you, sealed with heaven's approval. The moment you meet your true love, you will feel it deep in your soul. There will be a recognition that cannot be explained by logic or circumstance. My beloved is mine, and I am his. Song of Solomon 2:16. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to come home? Not to a place, but to a person. That is the essence of this connection. It will not shout. It will whisper peace, harmony, and familiarity into your heart. This connection is not built on superficial traits or shared hobbies. It transcends every earthly measure. When you meet this person, your souls will recognize each other instantly. It may not be fireworks in the worldly sense, but it will be a calm certainty, a harmony like two notes forming a chord that was always meant to be heard. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. Psalm 42:7. Could it be that the restlessness of your heart was not a flaw, but a compass pointing you toward the one your soul was made to find? History reminds us of this truth as well. C.S. Lewis, the great Christian author, once said, "Affection is responsible for 9/10 of whatever solid and durable happiness there is in our lives." His own late marriage to Joy Davidman proved that even after years of waiting, love, divinely appointed, can arrive and reshape a person's destiny. Their story reminds us that divine timing is never rushed, but always perfect. Yet we must also remember the warning written in stories of those who chose wrongly. Cleopatra, the famed queen of Egypt, allowed passion for power and misguided relationships to cloud her judgment. Her entanglements with Caesar and Antony ultimately led to tragedy not just for her, but for her empire. Her downfall reminds us that love outside of divine alignment leads to destruction rather than destiny. Which path will you follow, the covenantal joy of Lewis and Joy, or the ruin of Cleopatra's compromise? When your true love arrives, it will feel like the final piece of a great puzzle sliding into place. Suddenly, the confusion will make sense. The silence will speak, and the waiting will sing. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. Could it be that every unanswered prayer was never ignored, but simply waiting for this one answer? This is the love that does not fade, does not fracture, does not end. It is eternal, bound by a thread, invisible to the eyes, but unbreakable in the spirit. Chosen one, rise. Shake off the fear that told you love had passed you by. Break free from the lie that loneliness was your portion. You are stepping into a season where heaven's thread is pulling you into divine alignment. Your hearts are about to meet. And when they do, nothing in this world can separate what God has joined. Stand firm. Walk forward. And let your love story testify to the world that the chosen are never forsaken. Chosen one. When this connection arrives, it will never break. For true love is not fragile. It is fortified by heaven's design. Yet such love can only thrive when you dare to be vulnerable. It is easy to lock the doors of your heart after seasons of betrayal or disappointment. But divine love requires openness. A willingness to risk being known. Scars and all. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4:18. Could it be that the very wounds you once hid are the soil from which your covenant love will bloom? To embrace vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength wrapped in humility. It takes courage to trust another with your heart, to surrender the illusion of control, and to believe that God's design will not betray you. Like a tree bending in the storm, yet refusing to break. Vulnerability shows your resilience. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Isn't it remarkable that God transforms the very places you thought were fragile into testimonies of unshakable strength? This love is safe. It will not exploit your openness, but heal it. It is the love that holds, comforts, and calls you into authenticity. When your divine counterpart sees you, the real you, they will love you not in spite of your scars, but because of them. As rain restores a desert and turns it into a garden, this love will bring renewal where there was once only barrenness. The desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Isaiah 35:1. Could it be that your pain was simply the soil waiting for the rain of covenant to awaken its hidden beauty? True love is not just romance. It is a spiritual awakening that transforms the very core of your being. When your counterpart steps into your life, something shifts like dawn breaking after the longest night. It will open you to new dimensions of love, awareness, and purpose. Behold, I am making all things new. Revelation 21:5. Isn't it powerful to realize that your love story is not just about companionship, but about a recreation of your very soul? Nature paints this truth clearly. The caterpillar, locked within its cocoon, must completely dissolve before it can emerge as a butterfly. The seed must crack open in the dark earth before it bursts into life as a flower. The tides, ever faithful, retreat only to return stronger to the shore. So too, your vulnerability is not an ending but a transformation, a breaking that makes way for resurrection. The arts echo this revelation. In the timeless musical, The Phantom of the Opera, Christine sings, "Say you love me every waking moment. Turn my head with talk of summertime." Her voice trembles with both fear and longing, showing that real love is never one-dimensional. It is fragile and powerful, trembling and triumphant. Though the story is tragic, it reminds us that vulnerability is the door through which authentic love enters. Unlike Christine, your story is not written for despair, but for redemption. Where fear gives way to perfect trust, this love will expand your heart, reflect both your light and your shadows, and guide you toward your highest self. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Through this sacred partnership, you will evolve, heal, and discover facets of your soul that you never knew existed. Isn't it astonishing that God's plan for love is not to complete half a heart, but to awaken a whole new dimension of who you already are? And yes, Doubts may come. You may wonder, is this too good to be true? Do I deserve it? Will it last? These questions are echoes of old pain, not prophecy. When they rise, take a breath and remember, God has approved this union. What is divinely ordained cannot be undone by fear. What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate. Mark 10-9, chosen one. Rise. Do not shrink back behind walls of fear. Do not let yesterday's heartbreak write tomorrow's script. This is the moment to step into vulnerability with holy courage. Your love story is not just about emotion, it is about covenant, transformation, and destiny. Stand tall. Open wide the doors of your heart, and let heaven's chosen love flood in. Chosen one. Remind yourself of this unshakable truth. You are worthy of this love. You were chosen for a reason, and what is coming to you is not random, it is divinely orchestrated. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Psalm 100-5. Could it be that every tear, every waiting season, every lonely prayer was actually God's way of preparing you for a love that will not fail? This is not the kind of love that fades or betrays. It is the covenant love heaven has appointed just for you. Doubts may come, but they do not define you. Your faith does. Your task now is to release fear and step fully into the power of this divine love. In psychology, there is a principle called confirmation bias, where people tend to see evidence for what they already believe. Spiritually, the same holds true when you truly believe in the promise of God. You begin to see signs everywhere that confirm his word. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1. Isn't it remarkable that even science and scripture both point to the same truth, that what you expect with faith, you eventually manifest in reality? This chapter of your life is not about passively waiting, but about actively aligning. Belief is not wishful thinking, it is resonance. Just as in physics, when two frequencies align, they amplify one another until a greater vibration is released. So too, when your spirit vibrates with the frequency of love, you attract the covenant already written for you. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. Could it be that your prayers have been tuning your soul like an instrument, waiting for heaven's symphony to begin? Manifesting divine love is not about empty desires, but about intentional alignment. It is architecture at the level of the soul, laying foundations of trust, building walls of faith, opening windows of surrender so that heaven's light may enter. When you focus on the qualities God has already placed in your heart, kindness, patience, endurance, you are constructing the cathedral where true love can dwell. Love is patient. Love is kind. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. 1 Corinthians 13:4. Isn't it extraordinary to think that your faithfulness in seasons of waiting was actually setting the stage for a masterpiece? In modern history, we see this principle. Nelson Mandela, after 27 years in prison, once said, "I never lose. I either win or learn." His words reveal a truth that mirrors your journey. Every season of waiting has been either victory or training. If prison could prepare Mandela for leadership, could not your waiting prepare you for a covenant? Your patience has been the forge, and now heaven presents the crown. And yet, we must remember this. Fear closes doors, but surrender opens them. In architecture, a vaulted ceiling seems heavy and impossible to hold. yet it is sustained by the delicate balance of arches leaning on one another. In the same way, your vulnerability, surrender, and faith have created the spiritual arches that now hold up the cathedral of your love story. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Could it be that stillness was never a pause, but the secret strength building the weight of your covenant, chosen one? The wait is over. The love you have longed for, prayed for, and doubted at times, is now at the door. This is not ordinary affection. This is the divine union approved by God Himself, destined to last a lifetime. What therefore God has joined together, let no one separate. Mark 10:9. So rise into this moment. Let go of the fear. Silence the doubts. And open your arms wide. This is your season. This is your destiny and your true love, chosen and prepared by God, has finally arrived. Chosen one. Divine timing is not a cliché. It is heaven's language of precision. When it comes to love, this truth is undeniable. You may have spent years questioning why the door of love seemed locked, but what you did not see was God carefully arranging every detail so that your true love would arrive at the exact moment ordained for you. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Could it be that the very silence you once mistook for rejection was God's way of weaving together a greater story? The timing of this love is not random. It is a perfect plan designed with your name written on it. Each season of impatience, every valley of loneliness, and every heartbreak was actually preparation. Heaven's delays were never denials. They were divine rehearsals. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Psalm 138:8. Isn't it breathtaking to realize that even the detours, the ones you thought were mistakes, were really roads leading you right here? Trusting divine timing means surrendering the illusion of control. God knows not only your desires, but also the person whose spirit is aligned with yours. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Have you noticed that when you tried to force love, it slipped away? But when you rested, life seemed to align effortlessly. This is the essence of divine timing. It does not bend to your will, but it never fails to fulfill God's. The beauty of divine timing is that it removes the pressure. When you stop obsessing over the when and start embracing the now, you open yourself to receive what was already destined for you. Forgiveness becomes one of the most powerful tools for this preparation. Many carry old betrayals and broken trust. Yet God knows that in order for new love to enter, old chains must fall. Bear with each other and forgive one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. Could it be that the weight you carry from yesterday is the very thing preventing tomorrow's blessing from entering? In our world, great voices affirm this truth. Pope John Paul II, remembered for his wisdom and compassion, once said, "The future starts today, not tomorrow." His words remind us that waiting is not passive, it is preparation. And each moment you surrender makes you more ready for what God is about to send. Your love story will not begin by chance. It will be the fruit of your faith, patience, and forgiveness. But let us not ignore the other path, the way of those who refused to trust divine timing. History tells us of King Herod, who acted out of fear and impatience, ordering the massacre of innocents to protect his fragile throne. His desperation to control time and destiny left his name stained with blood and tragedy. Love and destiny cannot flourish in fear and force, they only rot. Which will your story resemble, the faith of those who waited, or the ruin of those who tried to seize what was not theirs? Chosen one, your true love is coming. It will not arrive a moment too early, nor a moment too late, but exactly on heaven's schedule. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Habakkuk 2-3. Every tear, every unanswered prayer, every lonely night has been part of your soul's preparation. And now, the door is opening. So rise, release fear, silence doubt, and step into the river of divine alignment. The love that is approaching you is not ordinary, it is ordained. It will change you, complete your mission, and testify to the world that God's chosen ones are never forgotten. This is your time. This is your love. And the journey of two souls aligned in heaven is about to begin. Chosen one, free your heart from every weight of emotional baggage. Forgiveness is not pretending the pain never happened, nor is it excusing the wrongs done to you. It is released. It is an act of love toward yourself, allowing your heart to heal and making sacred room for the love heaven is preparing to send. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5-7. Could it be that by holding on to resentment, you are locking the very door that love is waiting to enter through? This act of grace is not only for the one who hurt you, it is for you. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks your own prison. It severs the invisible chains that bind your spirit to the past. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Luke 6:37. Isn't it astonishing that God never asks you to do what he has not already modeled in his own mercy? By forgiving, you are stepping into alignment with his nature, creating space for divine love to fill the emptiness left behind by pain. The walls you built around your heart may have served as defense mechanisms, protecting you from future harm. But those same walls also block the love you crave, like a castle with its drawbridge permanently raised. No enemy can enter, but neither can the king who comes with gifts of covenant. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. Ezekiel 36-26. Could it be that by clinging to bitterness, you are guarding ruins instead of preparing for a palace? Nature itself reflects this truth. The snake that must shed its old skin in order to grow. If it refuses, it suffocates within its own layers. Or the forest, after a wildfire, what seems like devastation becomes the fertile ground where new life flourishes. Even the lotus flower must rise through muddy waters before it blooms in pure beauty. Forgiveness works the same way. It looks like loss at first, but it is the very condition for renewal. The arts echo this revelation. In Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro, the story culminates not in vengeance, but in forgiveness, when the Count, exposed in his pride and betrayal, is met not with wrath but with mercy. The music swells as reconciliation triumphs over resentment. This timeless opera reminds us that true love cannot coexist with bitterness. It is only through forgiveness that harmony is restored. Could it be that, just like in Figaro's tale, your story too is waiting for the moment when mercy breaks the cycle and love is finally free to sing? True love requires vulnerability, and vulnerability cannot exist where unforgiveness reigns. Love keeps no record of wrongs. 1 Corinthians 13-5. Could it be that love has been knocking all along, but unforgiveness stood guard at the gate? By forgiving, you soften the soil of your heart, preparing it for the seeds of covenant that God himself longs to plant. Let go of the past. Forgive those who hurt you, and give yourself permission to love again. As rivers carve canyons and storms clear the sky, so too will forgiveness carve pathways for love to enter. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Matthew 5-7. This is not weakness, it is divine strength. Chosen one, rise, tear down the walls that kept you safe but silent. Release the chains of bitterness that have disguised themselves as protection. This is your season to step into vulnerability, into love, into covenant. Forgiveness is not the end of your story, it is the opening act. The divine love you have longed for is approaching, and only an open heart can receive it. Stand tall, embrace mercy, and prepare to be transformed. Chosen one, the connection you are about to experience transcends every human language. When you meet your divine counterpart, you will discover that love is not confined to words or gestures. It is a quiet understanding, a silent bond, a recognition that you are finally seen and known in a way that defies explanation. Then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. 1 Corinthians 13:12. Could it be that what your heart has longed for is not simply to be loved, but to be known fully, completely, without disguise? This connection is not about physical attraction or shared interests. It is a soul-level resonance, a frequency of the spirit that cannot be manufactured. Just as tuning forks vibrate when struck with the same pitch, your souls will vibrate in harmony without effort. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. Psalm 42:7. Have you noticed how some bonds feel forced while others flow like music? This is the difference between human construction and divine orchestration. True love goes beyond fleeting emotion or temporary infatuation. It is timeless, unbreakable, eternal, like the keystone in a cathedral arch. This covenant will hold the entire structure of your journey together. Remove the keystone and everything collapses. Embrace it, and the whole design stands strong. What therefore God has joined together, let no one separate. Mark 10:9. Isn't it extraordinary that heaven designed your love as the central piece that would support the weight of your destiny? The depth of divine love surpasses human logic. It heals, uplifts, and transforms. In psychology, transformation is often described as a paradigm shift. When your entire way of seeing the world changes at once, so too, this love will reframe your identity, not by replacing you, but by revealing the version of yourself that heaven always knew. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Could it be that your true love is not only your partner, but also your mirror, awakening the new creation within you? In modern history, this truth has echoed through lives of the great Mother Teresa, though known for her work among the poorest of the poor, once said, "The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread." Her life showed that love is not luxury, but necessity, not decoration, but foundation. If such truth could be seen in the streets of Calcutta, how much more will you see it when divine love floods your own life? The journey to true love is rarely smooth. Obstacles will rise, doubts will whisper, and setbacks may test your resolve. Yet, just as rivers cut through rock, not by force but by persistence, so too your path to love is carved by faith and patience. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1-4. Could it be that your delays were not punishments, but chisels, shaping you into the vessel that could hold such sacred love? And now, chosen one, you stand on the edge of this covenant. Every scar you carry has prepared you. Every tear has watered the soil for this moment. The bond you are about to embrace is not fragile, it is eternal. Written into the stars, carved into the architecture of heaven itself. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me, your steadfast love. O Lord, endures forever. Psalm 138. Rise, do not shrink back into fear. This is your time, your season, your sacred union. Step forward with courage. Receive the love that was written for you before the foundations of the world. And let your life be the testimony that divine timing never fails. Chosen one. Remember this, the journey itself is just as significant as the destination. Every step you take is shaping the person you need to become in order to fully embrace the divine love that is waiting for you. Consider it pure joy. My brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, James 1:2-3. Could it be that the difficult moments you once cursed were actually the chisels of heaven, carving your spirit into the shape of destiny? The path is not always smooth, but every trial is preparation. Even the pain has purpose. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every silent night is weaving you into someone capable of carrying covenant love. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. Isn't it extraordinary that even your mistakes, even your heartbreaks, are still raw material in God's hands, forming a masterpiece? Trusting the journey means surrendering to the truth that both the good and the bad are part of God's plan. Sometimes the road ahead feels like walking through fog. You cannot see the end. Yet heaven sees the entire landscape, and nothing is wasted. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119-105. Have you considered that perhaps the uncertainty is not punishment, but protection, that God hides the full picture so that you will trust him step by step? In our modern world, those who have carried heavy roads understand this. Oprah Winfrey, the world-renowned talk show host and philanthropist, once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Her journey from poverty and trauma into global influence proves that even pain can be transformed into preparation. Like her story, your scars are not barriers, they are signposts pointing toward a future filled with covenant love and purpose. But history also gives us a warning. Henry VIII of England, a king who sought love through control and power. His impatience, pride, and refusal to trust God's design led him into broken marriages, political chaos, and spiritual corruption. The weight of his choices fractured a nation and left behind a legacy of division. Love built on ego, and fear does not endure it, crumbles. When the universe aligns your life with divine love, you will begin to see signs and synchronicities. These are not random, they are heaven's messages. Ask me for a sign of confirmation. Make it as difficult as you want. Isaiah 7:11. Could it be that the repeating numbers, the unexpected encounters, or the perfect timing are not coincidences but coordinates guiding you toward your destined partner? Pay attention, the universe whispers. But those whispers are enough to lead you to a covenant. Patterns, alignments, and divine echoes are confirmations that love is near. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. The same God who guided Abraham to Sarah and Isaac to Rebekah is guiding you now. Every repetition, every synchronicity, every small coincidence is heaven's way of reminding you that you are not wandering, you are walking toward your promise. So rise, chosen one. Do not despise the process. Do not dismiss the signs. What you thought was random has always been divine choreography. Step boldly into the truth that love is coming ordained, timed, and approved by God. Your journey has not been wasted. Your destiny is nearer than you think. Stand tall. Open your heart and prepare to receive what has been written in eternity, your covenant love, chosen one. Your path is aligned with your soulmate, and heaven is already whispering through synchronicity. These are not accidents. They are like rivers converging after miles of wandering through wilderness streams that never knew each other, yet were always destined to meet. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Psalm 37-23. Have you noticed how the timing of your encounters often feels like the bloom of a flower in spring? Delayed through winter yet inevitable in its season, synchronicity often happens when you least expect it. It may come as a chance meeting, a melody that pierces your heart, or a message that feels divinely inspired, just as fireflies light up the night sky to guide one another. These signs are sparks from heaven reminding you that you are not lost, you are being guided. Could it be that the patterns you keep seeing, the numbers that repeat, or the conversations that feel divinely scripted, are nothing less than the fingerprints of God across your path? When synchronicity appears, take it as reassurance that your true love is drawing near. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. These signs are heaven's gentle nod, a reminder that your steps are not wasted, and your delays are not denials. Think of the oak tree. It does not rush its growth, yet in its hidden seasons the roots grow deeper, preparing it for centuries of strength. Isn't your life unfolding in the same way, quietly but surely aligning you with destiny? Literature has echoed this mystery. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Juliet whispers, "My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have." For both are infinite. Yet, unlike their tragic ending, divine love does not collapse under human error. It is sustained by God's hand. The longing Juliet spoke of, that endless giving, is only fulfilled when two souls meet in a covenant designed by heaven. Your true love will not be fragile, like forbidden romance. It will be eternal, sealed in God's timing. Before your true love arrives, you must cultivate the soil of your own soul. Self-love is the foundation of every divine union. It is not arrogance, but the steady awareness that you are worthy of covenant. Like a vineyard tended carefully by its keeper, your body, mind, and spirit must be nourished, pruned, and watered. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139-14. When you embrace this truth, your spirit radiates with resonance, attracting not chaos, but covenant. Self-love means honoring your boundaries and embracing your individuality. Just as an eagle spreads its wings and soars without apology, you too must rise into the full height of your God-given worth. As you, though, you will attract a partner who does not merely admire your beauty, but recognizes your essence. Have you considered that the more you live in your authentic light, the more you send out a frequency that your true love alone is designed to hear? So, embrace the signs, cherish the synchronicities, and walk forward in faith. Your covenant love is not just coming, it is already moving toward you, drawn by the same hand that spins galaxies and paints sunsets. Every step you take in self-love, every moment you trust the signs, you are aligning more deeply with the eternal union that was written in the stars before time began. Chosen one. Your true love will always be a mirror of the way you honor yourself. Just as an architectural blueprint dictates the stability of a cathedral, the design of your own self-love will determine the strength of your future covenant. If you treat yourself with kindness, respect, and compassion, you lay the foundation stones of a sacred temple where another heart can safely dwell. Love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 12:31. But pause and ask, how can you truly love another if you have not yet loved yourself as God commanded? Self-love is like tuning a musical instrument. Before the symphony begins, every string must vibrate at its perfect frequency. When you align yourself with kindness and forgiveness, your entire being resonates at a higher frequency, sending out a signal only your true counterpart can hear. In physics, resonance occurs when two frequencies align perfectly, causing vibrations to grow stronger rather than cancel each other out. Isn't this what true love really is? A resonance of souls that amplifies joy, purpose, and destiny. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4-9. Are you ready to let your heart become finely tuned so heaven can orchestrate your union? True love also carries a profound healing power. In psychology, wounds left unhealed often manifest as defense mechanisms, walls built to shield the heart from future pain. Yet love, when divine, is like light entering a dark room. It dissolves shadows without effort. Your partner will create a safe container where old traumas lose their grip, encouraging you to step beyond survival into thriving. Healing through love is not passive. It is like therapy woven into every embrace, a living reminder that you are worthy of restoration. Think of Malala Yousafzai, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate, who survived an attempt on her life to simply pursue education. She once said, "With guns you can kill terrorists. With education, you can kill terrorism." Her story shows us that healing and love are not passive forces, they are revolutionary ones. In the same way, when divine love enters your life, it will not merely console you, it will empower you. It will turn past wounds into weapons of light, and scars into testimonies of strength. But let me ask you, will you allow someone to see your scars? Or will you continue to hide them behind walls of fear? When this divine love enters your life, it will act as both mirror and compass. It will reflect the beauty already within you while guiding you to new horizons. Imagine the physics of momentum. Once an object begins moving with force, its energy carries it further than it could go at rest. So it is. With divine love, it adds motion to your purpose, courage to your steps, and brilliance to your vision. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4:18. Could it be that the very love you are waiting for is also waiting for you to cast out fear? Your true love is not merely someone to share meals, laughter, or days with. They are God's appointed instrument to draw out the best in you, to break every false ceiling, and to awaken the greatness that was always waiting. This is why the journey matters as much as the destination. Every act of self-love, every moment of healing, every choice to forgive is already aligning you with the eternal bond heaven has written in your name. It's always about the journey. When you meet your divine counterpart, you will not merely find someone to walk beside you. You will embark on an extraordinary expedition where every season becomes a page in an eternal manuscript. Just as an architect carefully aligns every arch and buttress to carry the weight of a cathedral, the two of you will align to carry the weight of destiny. Love is not a static equation. It is more like quantum physics, ever-changing, yet bound by invisible laws that make the whole cosmos harmonious. You will discover that unpredictability is not chaos. but symmetry unfolding in ways the human eye could never calculate. And when you look back, you will realize that even the detours, the delays, and the disappointments were like scaffolding temporary structures God used to build something permanent and sacred within you. Together, you will navigate life's twists and turns, like two frequencies that, when aligned, create resonance so strong it shakes the very walls of silence. In psychology, resilience is built not in the absence of trial, but in the presence of safe attachment with your divine counterpart. Each challenge will serve as an emotional gymnasium where both hearts grow stronger. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4:9. Will you trust that every struggle, instead of breaking you, is a rehearsal of strength for greater victories ahead? The storms you endure together will not drown you. They will teach you how to build ships that last, and just as rivers carve canyons over centuries, love will carve wisdom, patience, and compassion into the deepest parts of your soul. The love you share will become the foundation of a life rich with purpose and joy. Think of it as gravitational force, unseen yet undeniable, always drawing you toward stability, always anchoring you when storms rage. In architecture, a keystone holds an arch together. Without it, the whole structure collapses. In the same way, this divine love will be the keystone in the arch of your destiny, holding every part of your life in place. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4:18. Will you allow this love to be the keystone that holds together the fragments of your past and transforms them into strength? For without it, your house of dreams would remain unfinished, but with it, every wall, every ceiling, every hidden corner of your being will be illuminated by grace. And as the years pass, this foundation will not erode, it will deepen, like bedrock that carries the weight of generations. Every day with your true love will feel like a chapter in a living epic. The two of you will create memories that echo like stained glass windows, catching the morning light, fragile in their beauty, yet eternal in their testimony. Your story will not be about perfection, but about embracing the sacred imperfection that makes love real. Even the cracks in the glass will refract light in unexpected ways, reminding you that brokenness can still shine. And when others see your journey, they will not simply admire your happiness, they will be inspired by your perseverance, your faith, and your unity. For love at this level is not meant to be hidden. It becomes a testimony, a living cathedral where others can witness the glory of God reflected through you. Take, for example, the painter Marc Chagall, whose works often portrayed love as both mystical and grounded in daily life. He once said, "In our life there is a single color, as on an artist's palette, which provides the meaning of life and art. It is the color of love." His testimony reminds us that love is not merely decoration but foundation, not a fleeting spark, but the very pigment of existence. In the same way, your divine love will color every canvas of your days, turning ordinary moments into transcendent works of art. Could it be that your life, too, is waiting for this divine pigment, this sacred hue that will transform black and white survival into living color? And when it comes, will you recognize it? Or will you hesitate, thinking it is too good to be true? Chosen ones, as we reach the end of this message, let this truth sink deep into your spirit. Your true love is not an accident, not a coincidence, but a divine selection from the very heart of God. Every delay, every tear, every lonely night was not wasted. it was preparation. And now, the author of your destiny is turning the page to a chapter written in eternal ink. This love is not shallow or fleeting. It is a covenant designed in heaven and entrusted to you on earth. So I ask you, are you ready to walk into what God Himself has chosen for you? Will you receive it with faith, humility, and courage, knowing that divine love is not only about companionship, but about transformation, healing, and destiny fulfilled? Remember, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. If this word has spoken to your soul, I invite you like, share, comment, and subscribe so that more chosen ones can rise with the truth of God's timing. And if you feel led to support this channel through a super thanks, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But even if you simply gave me your time and attention today, know that I am deeply grateful for you. May God bless you with clarity, courage, and peace as you step into this next season. May your heart remain soft, your spirit aligned, and your steps ordered toward the love that was always meant for you. And may your life shine as a testimony of the God who not only chooses you, but who chooses the one who will love you as He intended. In Jesus' name, Amen.